guys, welcome back to another episode of Empire News. Today we're going to get into um, an article where there's a lot of rumors going around, and I want to clear up some of those rumors as briefly as I can. Um, in no way, shape, or form is Pakistan trying to, cut India out of the picture, but India and its government needs to focus on the fact that their cooperation is going to bring better results. It's something that will actually help everyone mutually, and them acting the way that they're acting is not professional in any manner whatsoever. They're not thinking about what's in the world's best interest. They're thinking about what is in their best interest, and that's not ethical. It just shows that they have like zero code of conduct and zero morals. And yes, I admit that Pakistan had the same issue, but now that they're surrounding themselves with the right people and taking advices and taking action on the advices from those people, they are going to see an economic boom. Instead of shooting yourself in the foot, what they say: if you can't beat them, join them, right? And it's not a bad effort if India was to say, okay, we're shaking hands, and let bygones be bygones. Forget that old-minded thinking. Let's think in this let's think in this new age. Let's think about the future generations. Let's think about our grandkids and how we want the world to be for them. We want it to be booming. We want them to flying cars and a bunch of good things for them. So this article is basically gonna, well, let's just get into it. Optimum results of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, could be well achieved by linking it with regional countries, particularly India, Afghanistan, Iran, and the Middle East, says a report appeared in the Daily Global Times. Given the bitterness of India-Pakistan relations, Pakistan neither officially invited India to join, nor did they show any interest in the corridor. New Delhi, in fact, opposed it. Indian opposition came from its alleged sovereignty issues. New Delhi claims that a part of the corridor passes from Pakistan-controlled Kashmir, which is Azad Kashmir. Azad means free Kashmir, which India asserts as its own sovereign territory. In the Indian view, China and Pakistan have no right to develop the corridor. This is not the first time China and Pakistan have developed projects in Kashmir. In the past, they developed projects like in the 1970s Karakoram Highway. Indian government needs to realize that its participation or opposition and the development of Kashmir as a result of the corridor will not affect the legal positions of both countries on Kashmir. It has nothing to do with that said territory. It's just a road passing through it. Secondly, if one supposes for a while that the corridor truly involves a disputed territory, then what about the Bangladesh, China, India, Myanmar corridor launched earlier than CPEC and not passing through any disputed area? The corridor received a lukewarm response from the Indian government and so did not achieve any progress. That is not good. In fact, many Indian quarters view China-led projects with deep suspicion. They cannot break from the past and continue to view Sino-Indian relations from the prism of the 1960s. That is a very creative way to say they're just thinking anciently. Their mindset is ancient, which is not good for future progress. In other words, This mindset led the Indian government to boycott the Belt and Road Forum for International Cooperation, where it missed the opportunity to interact with delegates from more than 60 countries. Why? Why? Every mentor, every successful person out there will tell you success comes from surrounding yourself with the right people, with successful people, with people that are collaborating with each other. Chances are 9 out of 10 times, if they would have been the 61st country to join this international forum, they wouldn't have left there with empty-handed. They would have left with something, that would have brought them financial gains, which is the effort, or the worldly dream. I don't want to say the American dream. It's all the same dream everywhere. It's just a different way of how it's implemented, or how it's achieved. The American dream is the small white house with the picket fence, but in reality it's just being financially stable. It doesn't matter where you are. Okay, we assume that all of them had come to Beijing after careful consideration. Even India's close ally, the US and Japan, had representation. It is India's legitimate right to decide whether or not to join the project. Yeah, it's up to them. Can't force somebody. However, distancing itself from the 21st century project of unprecedented connectivity, economic opportunity, and interdependence is worth a second thought if India aspires to big power status. I'll let that sink in for a minute before I continue. Okay, I'm going to repeat that sentence. However, distancing itself from a 21st century project of unprecedented connectivity, economic opportunity, and interdependence is worth a second thought if India aspires to big power status. To achieve its ambitions, the Indian government needs economic development, which is entwined with the uninterrupted flow of energy and peaceful borders. It might be difficult for both countries to think about a change in their nationalistic perspectives on Kashmir. To begin, they can devise a modus operandi, or basically modus operandi, which basically means a new way of doing things that increases cooperation on the corridor, will not affect their stance or their stature. Won't bring anybody down. It's just going to be better for the population of both countries. Or at least India can join or be invited to participate where alleged sovereignty is not infringed. Every cloud has a silver lining. Apart from public discourses, serious quarters in both countries do explore possibilities of cooperation. An earliest realization is better, the report added. So that's where we're going to close off this article for today. I think in this very small article, a lot was said. And I do believe that the representatives of the Indian government should, go with the flow of the water rather than marching against the tide, because that would be foolish. I think that everybody can live together peacefully without having to fight over small territories and things like that. I think that all of this should be shared in one way or another. And, a good economy, basically, if you, studied economics, a good economy, means job opportunities. It means financial blessings. It means prosperity. It means, you're not being deprived of anything or any technology. You're thriving. Okay? So what we're trying to do with this, what they are trying to do with this region is make it thrive. it's a barren, empty land. They're just trying to fill it in and make it a thriving place. And let's just pray that we keep it out of the hands of a mean dictator, and things are run more professionally, with the world's best interest at heart, rather than one said territory's best interest at heart. I hope that cleared it up. So if you guys like what I had to say, or if you agree with me or disagree with me, go ahead and let me know in the comment section. I will reply. I will try to reply to every comment that I can. And go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification button, because I will be putting up a lot of content around this whole Eurasian empire and its developments, and a lot is happening. So there's a lot to cover. And go ahead and like and share the news with your friends and family members, and get people aware, so people know what's going on the what's going on this part of the planet. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.